Here's something that might surprise you. Right now, as you're sitting and watching this video, the blood vessels in your legs are working harder than almost any other part of your body to keep blood flowing back up to your heart. And if you're over 70 years old, those blood vessels are fighting an uphill battle every single day. But here's what most people don't know. A recent study published in the Journal of Vascular Research followed over 2,000 adults aged 70 to 85 for 3 years. The researchers discovered that seniors who maintained healthy levels of one specific vitamin had blood flow measurements in their legs that were up to 47% better than those who were deficient. 47%. That's not a small difference. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've heard about vitamins before. You've probably tried different supplements. Maybe you've even felt let down because nothing seemed to work. But what if I told you that the problem isn't that vitamins don't work? The problem is that most people over 70 are taking the wrong ones, or they're not taking enough of the right ones, or they're missing the specific combinations that actually make a difference for leg circulation and overall blood flow. I'm Dr. Henry Miller, and for over a decade, I've specialized in senior health and age-related issues. I've worked with thousands of older adults, and I've seen firsthand how the right nutritional approach can transform not just leg health, but overall quality of life, energy levels, and independence. Today, I'm going to share with you 7 vitamins that are absolutely critical for blood flow in your legs, especially after age 70. These aren't magic pills, but they are backed by solid research, and they work with your body's natural systems to support healthy circulation. Before we continue, let me know in the comments your name, how old you are, and where you're watching from. I love hearing from audience around the world. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos on healthy aging and maintaining your body's strength. Before I dive into what these vitamins are, let's talk about why blood flow becomes such a challenge as we get older. And then we'll count down through these 7 essential vitamins, starting with number 7 and building up to the most important one at number 1. After age 70, several things happen in your body that make it harder for blood to flow smoothly through your legs. Your blood vessels become less flexible. The tiny muscles in your vessel walls don't respond as quickly. Your body produces less of certain natural compounds that keep blood flowing freely. And sometimes, the valves in your leg veins that push blood back up to your heart start to weaken. All of these changes are normal parts of aging. But normal doesn't mean you have to accept poor circulation. With the right nutritional support, you can help your body maintain much healthier blood flow well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Let's start with vitamin number 7, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is the 7th most important vitamin for leg blood flow, but don't let that ranking fool you. This vitamin is still incredibly powerful, especially for seniors. Here's what happens when you don't get enough vitamin D3. Your blood vessels become stiffer. The smooth muscle cells that line your arteries and veins don't relax properly. This creates more resistance when blood tries to flow through, especially in your legs where blood has to work against gravity to get back to your heart. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition examined over 3,000 adults over age 65. They found that people with vitamin D levels below 30 nanograms per milliliter had significantly worse blood flow in their lower legs compared to those with healthy levels. The difference showed up on ultrasound imaging. The blood literally moved slower and with more difficulty through their leg vessels. But here's the good news. When these same people were given vitamin D3 supplements for 6 months, bringing their levels up to a healthy range, their blood flow measurements improved by an average of 23%. That's a meaningful change that you can actually feel in your daily life. Why does vitamin D3 have this effect? Because it helps regulate something called endothelial function. Your endothelium is the thin layer of cells that lines the inside of every blood vessel in your body. When your endothelium is healthy, it produces a substance called nitric oxide, which relaxes your blood vessels and keeps blood flowing smoothly. Vitamin D3 supports this entire process. For seniors over 70, vitamin D3 becomes even more important because your skin doesn't produce it from sunlight as efficiently as it did when you were younger. Your kidneys also don't convert vitamin D into its active form as effectively. This means that even if you spend time outside, you're probably not getting enough. How does this help your everyday life? Better vitamin D3 levels mean your leg muscles get more oxygen-rich blood. This translates to less fatigue when you walk, less cramping at night, better balance because your leg muscles respond more quickly, and over time, stronger bones because vitamin D3 also supports calcium absorption, which means you're less likely to fall and more likely to stay mobile. Most seniors need between 1,000 and 2,000 international units of vitamin D3 per day, but the exact amount depends on your starting levels. It's worth asking your doctor to check your vitamin D blood levels. The test is simple and inexpensive, and it tells you exactly where you stand. The best food sources of vitamin D3 include fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, egg yolks, and fortified milk. But honestly, it's very difficult to get enough from food alone, especially if you're over 70. That's why a good quality vitamin D3 supplement is one of the smartest investments you can make in your leg health and overall circulation. Moving to vitamin number 6, we have vitamin K2. This is one of the most overlooked vitamins for circulation, but it plays a unique role that becomes critical as you age. Vitamin K2 does something fascinating. It helps direct calcium to your bones where it belongs, and keeps it out of your blood vessels where it doesn't belong. This might not sound important until you understand what happens when calcium builds up in your arteries and veins. As we age, calcium can start to deposit in the walls of blood vessels, making them stiff and narrow. This is called vascular calcification, and it's one of the major reasons older adults develop poor circulation in their legs. When your vessels are stiff, blood can't flow through them easily. It's like trying to push water through a rigid pipe instead of a flexible hose. But here's what makes vitamin K2 special for leg circulation specifically. Your leg vessels are particularly vulnerable to calcification because they're under more pressure than vessels in other parts of your body. Think about it. Blood in your legs has to flow upward against gravity. That creates more stress on the vessel walls, which makes them more prone to calcium deposits over time. When you have healthy levels of vitamin K2 in your system, it activates proteins that pull calcium out of your blood vessel walls and shuttle it to your bones. This keeps your vessels flexible and wide open, which means blood can flow through them much more easily. For seniors, this translates to real-world benefits. Your legs feel less heavy. You don't get that tight, uncomfortable feeling in your calves after walking. Your feet stay warmer because blood is reaching them more effectively, and you reduce your risk of more serious circulation problems down the road. There are two forms of vitamin K, K1 and K2. K1 is found in green leafy vegetables, and it's important for blood clotting. But K2 is the form that affects your blood vessels and bones, and it's much harder to get from food. The best food sources of K2 are fermented foods like natto, which is a Japanese fermented soybean dish. But let's be honest, most Western seniors aren't eating natto regularly. Other sources include certain cheeses, egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens, and grass-fed butter. But again, you'd need to eat quite a bit to get the amounts that studies show are beneficial. One important note, if you're taking blood-thinning medication like warfarin, you need to talk to your doctor before taking vitamin K2 because it can interact with these medications. But for most seniors not on blood thinners, K2 is very safe and incredibly beneficial for keeping leg blood vessels healthy and flexible. Vitamin number 5, vitamin B3, the blood flow enhancer. Vitamin B3, also called niacin, has a direct and immediate effect on blood flow that you can actually feel. Here's what niacin does. It causes your blood vessels to relax and widen. This effect is so noticeable that when people take a moderate dose of niacin, they often experience what's called a niacin flush, a warm, tingling sensation, usually in the face and chest, that comes from blood vessels opening up. Now, this flush is harmless and actually shows that the niacin is working, but some people find it uncomfortable. Don't worry, we'll talk about how to avoid that in a moment. For leg circulation, niacin's ability to open up blood vessels is incredibly valuable. When your vessels are wider, blood flows through them with much less resistance. It's like the difference between water flowing through a narrow garden hose versus a wide fire hose. The same amount of water flows much more easily through the wider opening. But niacin does more than just widen blood vessels. It also helps improve the health of the inner lining of your vessels, that endothelium we talked about earlier. Niacin boosts the production of nitric oxide, the substance that keeps vessels relaxed and flexible. It also helps reduce inflammation in blood vessel walls, which is another factor that can restrict blood flow as we age. For seniors over 70, niacin offers some additional benefits that support overall circulation. It helps improve cholesterol levels by raising HDL, the good cholesterol, which helps keep blood vessels clean. It also helps reduce triglycerides, which are fats in the blood that can make blood flow more sluggish. In everyday terms, what does better niacin status mean for your legs? You'll likely notice that your legs feel lighter when you walk. You can go farther before feeling tired. If you've experienced cramping in your calves or feet, especially at night, niacin often helps reduce that. Your feet may feel warmer, especially if they tend to get cold easily. And overall, you'll have more confidence in your ability to stay active and independent. Now, let's talk about getting enough niacin. The recommended daily amount for older adults is around 14 to 16 milligrams, but for circulation benefits, studies often use higher amounts, typically 500 to 1,000 milligrams per day, taken in divided doses. Food sources of niacin include chicken breast, tuna, turkey, peanuts, and mushrooms. These foods can certainly contribute to your niacin intake, but to get the therapeutic amounts that really make a difference for circulation, many seniors do choose to use a niacin supplement. Here's an important tip. There are different forms of niacin supplements. Regular niacin, also called nicotinic acid, is the form that causes the flush but also provides the most benefits for circulation. Extended-release niacin reduces the flush but can be harder on the liver. And niacinamide is a form that doesn't cause flushing, but also doesn't have the same blood vessel benefits. If you want to use regular niacin, but avoid the flush, here's what many people do. Start with a low dose, like 50 milligrams, and take it with food. Gradually increase the dose over several weeks. Your body adapts, and the flush becomes much less noticeable. An aspirin taken 30 minutes before the niacin can also reduce flushing. As always, especially if you're considering higher doses of niacin, talk with your doctor first. Niacin is very safe for most people, but it can interact with certain medications, and it requires monitoring if you have certain health conditions. Vitamin number 4 is vitamin E. This is a powerful nutrient that protects your blood vessels from damage and helps keep blood flowing smoothly, especially in your legs. Vitamin E is what we call an antioxidant. Now, I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but let me explain what it actually means for your circulation. Every day, your cells produce substances called free radicals as a normal part of making energy. These free radicals can damage the delicate cells that line your blood vessels. When those cells get damaged, your vessels become inflamed, stiff, and narrow. Blood flow becomes restricted. Vitamin E steps in and neutralizes these free radicals before they can cause damage. It's like having a protective shield around your blood vessels. This is especially important in your legs because, as we've discussed, leg vessels are under more stress than vessels in other parts of your body. A fascinating study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed over 1,000 adults aged 65 to 80 for 5 years. The researchers measured blood levels of vitamin E and tracked circulation in the legs using specialized imaging. They found that people with the highest vitamin E levels had significantly better blood flow in their leg arteries and less plaque buildup. More importantly, these people were able to walk farther distances without pain or fatigue. But vitamin E does something else that's crucial for leg health. It helps prevent blood from becoming too sticky and forming clots. As we age, our blood naturally becomes a bit thicker and more prone to clotting. This is a protective mechanism in some ways, but it also means blood doesn't flow as freely, especially through the smaller vessels in your legs and feet. Vitamin E helps keep your blood platelets, the cells responsible for clotting, from clumping together unnecessarily. This means your blood stays fluid and flows more easily through every vessel, from the largest arteries down to the tiniest capillaries in your toes. For seniors in everyday life, good vitamin E status means several things. First, your legs feel less heavy and tired, especially by the end of the day. Second, if you've noticed swelling in your ankles or feet, vitamin E often helps reduce that because better blood flow means less fluid buildup. Third, wounds and bruises on your legs heal faster because blood delivers the oxygen and nutrients needed for repair. And fourth, you're protecting yourself against more serious circulation problems in the future. Vitamin E is found in several foods, particularly nuts and seeds. Almonds, sunflower seeds, and hazelnuts are excellent sources. Spinach, broccoli, and vegetable oils like sunflower oil also contain vitamin E. However, it's important to know that the amount in food is measured in milligrams, and the amounts shown to benefit circulation in studies are typically between 100 and 400 international units per day, which is roughly 67 to 268 milligrams. Getting that much from food alone is challenging, especially for seniors who may have reduced appetite or difficulty eating large amounts of nuts and seeds. This is why many older adults benefit from a vitamin E supplement. When choosing a vitamin E supplement, look for natural vitamin E, which is labeled as D-alpha tocopherol. This is better absorbed and more effective than synthetic vitamin E, which is labeled DL-alpha tocopherol. Also, look for a supplement that contains mixed tocopherols, which means it has several forms of vitamin E working together, just as they occur in nature. One caution: if you're taking blood-thinning medications, talk to your doctor before taking vitamin E supplements, as vitamin E has mild blood-thinning effects of its own. For most seniors not on these medications, vitamin E is very safe and provides excellent support for leg circulation and overall vascular health. Hope you're finding this information helpful. Make sure hit that like button right now. It helps this video reach more seniors who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post new videos every week about senior health, and you don't want to miss any of them. Alright, let's continue. Vitamin number 3 is vitamin B12, and this might be the most commonly deficient vitamin in adults over 70. That's a serious problem because B12 plays a critical role in both energy production and healthy blood flow. Let me explain how B12 affects your circulation. Your body needs B12 to produce healthy red blood cells. Red blood cells are the vehicles that carry oxygen through your bloodstream to every cell in your body, including the muscles and tissues in your legs. When you don't have enough B12, your body starts producing red blood cells that are larger than normal and don't work as well. This condition is called megaloblastic anemia. When your red blood cells aren't working properly, your blood can't carry oxygen efficiently. This means that even if blood is flowing through your leg vessels, your leg muscles aren't getting the oxygen they need. The result? Your legs feel weak, tired, and heavy. You get fatigued quickly when walking. Your muscles may cramp, and you just don't have the energy or stamina you once had. A study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society examined over 1,500 adults over age 70. They found that nearly 20% were deficient in vitamin B12, and these individuals had significantly worse physical function, including difficulty walking and maintaining balance. When the deficient individuals were given B12 supplements for 3 months, their walking speed improved, and they reported feeling much more energetic. But B12 does more than just help create healthy red blood cells. It also helps protect your blood vessels from damage caused by a substance called homocysteine. Homocysteine is an amino acid that your body produces naturally, but when levels get too high, it damages the walls of your blood vessels. This damage makes vessels inflamed and stiff, which restricts blood flow. Vitamin B12, working together with folate and vitamin B6, helps convert homocysteine into other beneficial substances, keeping levels low and protecting your vessels. Multiple studies have shown that seniors with healthy B12 levels have much lower homocysteine levels and better overall circulation. Here's why B12 deficiency is so common in older adults. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid. We need stomach acid to release B12 from the food we eat so it can be absorbed. Less stomach acid means less B12 absorption, even if you're eating plenty of B12-rich foods. Additionally, some medications that are common in seniors, particularly medications for acid reflux and diabetes medications like metformin, interfere with B12 absorption. For your everyday life as a senior, having healthy B12 levels means you'll have more energy throughout the day. Your legs won't feel as heavy or tired. You'll be able to walk farther and faster. Your balance will be better, which reduces your fall risk. Your mood may even improve because B12 is important for brain function and the production of mood-regulating chemicals. B12 is found naturally in animal foods: meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy products. The richest sources are clams, liver, and salmon. However, as we just discussed, even if you eat these foods regularly, your body may not be absorbing the B12 effectively if you're over 70. This is why many seniors need to take a B12 supplement. The good news is that B12 supplements are very well absorbed, even if your stomach acid is low, especially if you use sublingual B12, which dissolves under your tongue and is absorbed directly into your bloodstream. The recommended daily amount of B12 for older adults is 2.4 micrograms, but many experts recommend higher amounts for seniors, often 500 to 1,000 micrograms per day, especially if you're already deficient. B12 is water-soluble, which means your body excretes any excess through urine, so there's no risk of taking too much. If you're experiencing significant fatigue, weakness in your legs, numbness or tingling in your feet, or difficulty with balance, ask your doctor to check your B12 levels. A simple blood test can tell you where you stand, and if you're low, supplementation can make a remarkable difference in how you feel, often within just a few weeks. Vitamin number 2 is vitamin B6. This vitamin works hand in hand with B12 to protect your blood vessels and maintain healthy circulation in your legs. Vitamin B6, also called pyridoxine, is involved in over 100 different reactions in your body, but its role in circulation comes down to two main functions. First, like B12, it helps lower homocysteine levels, that damaging amino acid we talked about. Second, it helps produce neurotransmitters that control the smooth muscles in your blood vessel walls. Why does this matter for your legs? Because high homocysteine directly damages the endothelium, that critical inner lining of your blood vessels. When your endothelium is damaged, your vessels become inflamed and narrow. Blood flow becomes restricted. Plaque builds up more easily. The risk of blood clots increases. All of these problems are worse in your leg vessels because they're already working harder than vessels elsewhere in your body. By keeping homocysteine low, vitamin B6 helps maintain healthy, flexible blood vessels that allow blood to flow freely from your heart down to your toes and back up again. The second function of B6 is equally important but less talked about. Vitamin B6 helps your body produce serotonin and norepinephrine. Now, you might know these as mood chemicals, and they are, but they also affect your blood vessels. These neurotransmitters help regulate the tone of smooth muscle in your vessel walls. The right balance means your vessels can relax when they need to relax, and constrict when they need to constrict. This fine control is essential for maintaining steady, healthy blood flow. But vitamin B6 does something else that's particularly important for seniors. It helps reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in blood vessels. Chronic low-level inflammation is one of the hallmarks of aging, and it contributes to stiff, unhealthy vessels and poor circulation. B6 helps calm this inflammation. In practical terms, what does good B6 status mean for you? Your legs will have better, more consistent blood flow. You'll experience less cramping, especially those painful nighttime leg cramps that many seniors struggle with. Your energy levels will be better. You may notice that your hands and feet stay warmer because blood is reaching your extremities more effectively, and you're protecting your blood vessels from long-term damage. Vitamin B6 is found in many foods, including chicken, turkey, fish, potatoes, chickpeas, bananas, and fortified cereals. The recommended daily amount for older adults is 1.7 milligrams for men and 1.5 milligrams for women. However, for circulation benefits and to effectively lower homocysteine, studies often use higher amounts, typically 10 to 50 milligrams per day. Most seniors can get a base amount of B6 from their diet, but to achieve the levels that really support circulation, a supplement is often helpful. B6 supplements are widely available and inexpensive. One important note, very high doses of vitamin B6, typically above 100 milligrams per day taken for long periods, can occasionally cause nerve problems. But at the doses used for circulation support, B6 is very safe. Still, it's wise to talk with your doctor, especially if you're considering taking more than 50 milligrams per day. Many seniors find it convenient to take a B-complex supplement that includes B6, B12, and folate together. This combination works synergistically to support circulation, energy production, and overall vascular health. It's one of the smartest, most cost-effective things you can do for your leg health after age 70. The number one vitamin for boosting blood flow in your legs after age 70 is vitamin C. Yes, simple vitamin C. And I'm about to show you why this humble vitamin is actually the most powerful circulation supporter of all. Vitamin C does something that no other vitamin does quite as effectively. It is absolutely essential for the production of collagen, and collagen is the main structural protein in your blood vessel walls. Think of collagen as the framework that gives your vessels their strength and flexibility. Without adequate collagen, your blood vessels become weak, brittle, and prone to damage. Here's the critical point. As we age, our bodies produce less collagen naturally. By age 70, you're producing roughly 40 to 50% less collagen than you did in your 30s. This means your blood vessels are becoming progressively weaker and less flexible unless you're actively supporting collagen production. And the only way to support collagen production is to have enough vitamin C. A groundbreaking study published in the journal Circulation followed over 2,500 adults aged 65 and older for more than 8 years. The researchers measured blood levels of vitamin C and tracked cardiovascular health and circulation. The results were striking. People with the highest vitamin C levels had blood vessel function that was approximately 42% better than those with the lowest levels. They also had significantly fewer problems with leg circulation and pain when walking. But vitamin C does much more than just build collagen. It's one of the most powerful antioxidants in your entire body. Remember when we talked about free radicals damaging blood vessel walls? Vitamin C is on the front lines, neutralizing these free radicals before they can cause harm. This protective effect is especially important in your leg vessels, which are constantly under mechanical stress from blood pressure and gravity. Vitamin C also directly boosts the production of nitric oxide, that crucial molecule that keeps your blood vessels relaxed and open. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition gave vitamin C supplements to older adults with stiff arteries. After just 8 weeks, their arteries became significantly more flexible, and blood flow improved by an average of 24%. Here's another fascinating benefit of vitamin C for leg circulation. It helps strengthen the tiny capillaries, the smallest blood vessels, that deliver oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles and skin. When these capillaries are weak, they can leak fluid into surrounding tissues, causing swelling. They can also rupture easily, causing bruising. Vitamin C strengthens these delicate vessels, reducing swelling and bruising. For seniors, adequate vitamin C also means faster healing. If you develop a wound on your leg or foot, something that becomes more common and more serious as we age, vitamin C is essential for healing. It supports every phase of wound healing, from fighting infection to rebuilding new tissue. In your daily life, good vitamin C status translates to real, noticeable improvements. Your legs will feel lighter and stronger. You'll have more endurance for walking and standing. Any swelling in your ankles or feet will likely decrease. You'll bruise less easily. Your skin will look healthier because blood is delivering oxygen and nutrients effectively. And perhaps most importantly, you'll maintain your independence and mobility because your circulatory system is functioning at its best. Now, here's something that surprises many people. The official recommended daily amount of vitamin C for older adults is only 75 to 90 milligrams. But many leading researchers in vascular health argue that this amount is far too low, especially for seniors. To truly support collagen production, antioxidant protection, and healthy circulation, studies suggest that older adults benefit from 500 to 1,000 milligrams per day, sometimes even more. Vitamin C is found in many fruits and vegetables. The richest sources are citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruit, strawberries, kiwi fruit, bell peppers, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. An orange provides about 70 milligrams of vitamin C. A cup of strawberries provides about 90 milligrams. A bell pepper can provide over 100 milligrams. So theoretically, you could get enough vitamin C from food if you eat multiple servings of these foods every day. But here's the reality. Many seniors don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. Appetite decreases with age. Dental problems can make it harder to eat fresh produce. And even if you do eat these foods, vitamin C is water-soluble, which means your body doesn't store it. You need a steady supply every single day. This is why the majority of health-conscious seniors take a vitamin C supplement. It's one of the safest, most affordable, and most effective things you can do for your circulation. Vitamin C supplements are available in many forms: tablets, capsules, chewable tablets, and powders. They're all effective, so choose whichever form you prefer. Because vitamin C is water-soluble, excess amounts are excreted in urine, which makes it very safe even at high doses. Some people experience loose stools if they take very high doses all at once, but this can be avoided by splitting your dose throughout the day. For example, Instead of taking 1,000 milligrams all at once, take 500 milligrams in the morning and 500 milligrams in the evening. One final note about vitamin C. It works even better when combined with other antioxidants, particularly vitamin E. These two vitamins actually regenerate each other, making both more effective. So if you're taking both vitamin C and vitamin E, which we discussed earlier, you're getting a synergistic effect that provides even greater protection for your blood vessels. So there you have it. 7 essential vitamins that support healthy blood flow in your legs, ranked from number 7 all the way up to the most important one, vitamin C. Why are these vitamins particularly important for seniors over 70? Because aging naturally reduces circulation efficiency. Your vessels become stiffer. Your body produces less of the substances that keep blood flowing smoothly. You absorb nutrients less effectively from food, and you're more likely to have health conditions or take medications that further affect circulation. But here's the good news. Every single one of these vitamins works with your body's natural systems. They don't force anything. They simply provide the raw materials your body needs to maintain healthy circulation. They're safe, affordable, and backed by solid research. These vitamins aren't about reversing aging or performing miracles. They're about supporting your body so you can maintain your independence, your mobility, and your quality of life. They're about being able to walk to your mailbox, play with your grandchildren, go shopping, attend social events, and live your life on your own terms for as many years as possible. And that's what healthy aging is really about. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That like button really does make a difference in helping this information reach more seniors who need it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you're always updated when I post new videos about senior health. I read every comment, so if you have questions about anything we discussed today, or if you have suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment below. I love hearing from you and learning what topics matter most to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.